The manuscript arrived under cover of darkness, its pages stained with an otherworldly ichor that seemed to pulse with a life of its own. No sender, no courier, only the parchment ancient and brittle, cold to the touch, and the cryptic message scrawled in blood-red ink. You were right about the eldritch whispers. Come to Shadowmere. The final incantation awaits. The signature was etched into the paper, not written. I recognized it instantly. Professor Mortimer Blackwood, presumed lost in the depths of the Mariana Trench 5 years ago. Shadowmere existed on no map known to mortal eyes, but I found it. I wish I hadn't. The decrepit mansion loomed before me, a twisted amalgamation of impossible angles and non-Euclidean geometry that defied the laws of physics. Perched atop a craggy cliff overlooking a churning sea of inky blackness, it stood as a monument to madness incarnate. Within its moldering walls, I discovered Blackwood alive but changed, his eyes now pools of swirling darkness that seemed to drink in the light around them. The Grimoire is not read, he rasped, his voice a discordant symphony of whispers. It is experienced. The tome, bound in what I prayed was not human skin and sealed within a case of obsidian glass, was known only in hushed murmurs among the most esoteric circles, the Necronomicon Fragmenta, rumored to predate human civilization itself, its origins traced to an antediluvian cult that believed words were not mere sounds, but gateways to realms beyond mortal comprehension. My task was to decipher the text, translate it, but only up to the 7th incantation. The 8th, he warned with a voice that seemed to echo from the depths of time itself, was never to be uttered aloud. It does not open a door, he intoned, his words dripping with dread. It tears asunder the very fabric of reality. For what felt like eons, I pored over the eldritch script, a series of symbols that seemed to writhe and shift before my eyes, decipherable only by the flickering light of black candles. The incantations, guttural, dissonant, and profoundly wrong, followed no known linguistic patterns. Some required the speaker to contort their tongue in ways that should have been anatomically impossible. Others demanded that the vocal cords vibrate at frequencies that made my bones ache and my sanity fray. Yet I understood them more than I should have. And somewhere between the 6th and 7th incantation, I ceased to dream. Instead, I began to remember. Blackwood grew more emaciated with each passing day, sustaining himself on a vile concoction that smelled of decay and tasted of madness. In the dead of night, he would scream fragments of the incantations, sounds that caused the very air to ripple and distort. I watched in horror as he conversed with entities that lurked just beyond the veil of perception. They answered. I recorded the 7th symbol phonetically, /Yarlath Otep, when played in reverse on my phonograph. It whispered my true name, a name I had never known, yet recognized instantly. That night, I heard a voice from the Forbidden's chamber, my voice, beckoning me from behind a door sealed with arcane sigils. I did not enter. Not then. I began translating the incantations using comparative occult linguistics, but inserted false phonemes as a safeguard. My desperate gambit, to deceive the Grimoire into believing I had completed the sequence. Without actually invoking its power, I spoke the words to the void. Silence reigned, but the tome stirred. Its pages turned of their own accord, defying the laws of nature. The ink flowed like liquid shadow, forming new symbols where once there were only cryptic gaps. Blackwood wept tears of obsidian. You have deceived that which should not be, he moaned. You have challenged the will of cosmic forces beyond mortal comprehension. It was not the words themselves that held power. It was the intent behind them. Language was not merely a means of communication, it was the key to unlocking the very foundations of existence. The mansion warped that night. Hallways stretched into infinity. Stars glimmered within locked rooms. My reflection began to move independently, its eyes filled with an alien intelligence. Blackwood vanished. Only his tongue remained, pristine, preserved, inscribed with the 8th incantation, still glistening with eldritch energy. I seized the unholy appendage. I bound it within the pages of the accursed tome. I inverted every syllable I had uttered, inscribed each symbol in reverse, and immersed the Grimoire in a solution of salt and absinthe. Then I consigned it to the flames within a crucible forged from the bones of forgotten gods. I chanted nothing. I thought nothing, and it ceased. The mansion imploded, not with a thunderous crash, but with a sound that defied description. A noise that annihilated itself mid-manifestation, like a scream silenced by the void of space. I have returned to the world of the living, but words now carry an unbearable weight. When I speak, listeners fall into a trance-like state, their eyes glazing over as if glimpsing realities beyond our own. When I write, the ink forms patterns. I do not recall creating sigils and glyphs that seem to pulse with an otherworldly energy. And in the depths of night, I hear sounds emanating from my own throat that no human vocal cords should be capable of producing. Do not seek the Necronomicon Fragmenta. Do not give voice to that which was meant to remain forever silent. For some languages do not wish to be deciphered. They yearn to be unleashed upon an unsuspecting world. And in the darkness that lies between the stars, ancient entities await, their patience infinite, their hunger insatiable. They listen, they wait. And when the final incantation is spoken, they will come. May whatever gods still exist have mercy on our souls.